Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. He asked me, how do I ask someone out without it feeling weird? I don't know what to say and I usually just feel so awkward. And he's not alone. Most people have felt that nervous energy when trying to figure out the perfect moment to make a move and what to say. And honestly, I get it. That moment can feel like you're walking a tightrope over a sea of awkwardness. And the last thing we want is for that moment to feel forced or uncomfortable. But asking somebody out doesn't have to feel like a high stakes mission. So today I'm going to share some ideas on how to ask in a way that feels natural to you. And the key part there is natural, and you actually. That's it all interesting. I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. Before you even think about asking somebody out, you need to build some type of a connection or rapport. We can't just walk up to a stranger and say, hey, want to go out sometime? And this means having a conversation where you both feel comfortable. A little small talk can go a long way. You first need to engage in some light but meaningful conversation to gauge interest. For instance, say you're at a gathering and you find yourself chatting. You might ask, so what do you enjoy doing in your free time? This one opens up the door for a more personal conversation without the pressure of asking somebody out right away. Plus, you get to know them better. Pay attention to their interests. This will help you later on when you decide to ask them out. Skip the bland, how's your day going? And go for something that sparks a little interest. Maybe try something like, I've really been hooked on this new podcast. What's the last thing that you couldn't stop listening to? Or, I've been really craving some great pizza lately. What's your go-to spot? These are light questions that show curiosity and they create like a relaxed vibe. The key is making it feel natural, like you're having an enjoyable chat rather than conducting an interview. Even just running into them on the street, you can start with something light and easy like, so what's been keeping you busy these days? This gives them a chance to share, and from there you can see where the conversation flows to naturally. You're kind of planting seeds here, making it easy and comfortable. Keep it breezy and light, but personal. Next up, you need to remember to read the room, which is also their body language. While you're chatting, keep your eyes open for signs of interest. Are they facing you directly, making eye contact, smiling, or even mirroring your gestures? Are their eyes lighting up when they respond? These are all green lights. When you see these signs, it's a pretty good indication that they're open to you taking that next step. On the flip side, though, if they're looking away or fidgeting or checking their phone constantly, or if they're just responding with really short answers, that might be a sign to pump the brakes. Not every conversation is going to be a home run, and that's okay. That's a sign that maybe now is not the right moment, or you're not their person. Body language is like reading the temperature. If it's warm, you're good to go. When you're ready to ask someone out, my advice is keep things really simple. You're not auditioning for the lead in a rom-com. Don't overthink it and fall into the trap of suggesting something vague like hanging out or getting together sometime. That just sends you straight to the friend zone, honestly, and maybe even Neverland. Instead, I encourage you to be specific. A simple plan shows confidence and makes it easy for the other person to say yes. And confidence shows that you know what you want. Plus, it takes the guesswork out of it for them. Confidence isn't about being cocky or assuming you'll get a yes. It's about knowing that you're good enough just as you are. It's not about pretending and it's not about playing a role. So simply say something simple. That's a tongue twister. Simply say something simple. There's this new taco truck in blah blah neighborhood that I've been really wanting to try out. Want to take a walk and grab some tacos with me on Thursday? Or there's a great trail over by the blah blah. How about joining me for a hike this weekend? Remember that not every date needs to be a 5-star event. You're just trying to get to know this person better. So grabbing a coffee to go, taking a walk somewhere is a perfect low-pressure option. It gives you space to talk without any formality. You're just trying to keep it easygoing enough to keep it fun. If that's not your vibe, if you're not super casual like hiking or coffee and a walk casual, I'm okay with drinks and appetizers on a Thursday night at 6:30 or 7. Bonus tip here, if you're asking someone out, it's assumed that you'll be covering the tab. so plan accordingly. There's nothing wrong with keeping the date budget friendly. Grabbing coffee to go or doing something in nature gives you both a chance to talk and to connect. There's nothing wrong with starting small, like the suggestions I gave you. It's my preference for a reason. Next, let's talk about risk versus reward. Let's talk about the harshest reality of asking somebody out. Not every ask is going to lead to a yes, and that, as a reminder, is perfectly okay. Being prepared for any response can help you stay relaxed and confident. So here's my tip. No matter how they answer, you hang on to your positive attitude for dear life. If they agree to your invitation, you can say, "Great, I'll text you on Wednesday to confirm our Thursday plans." And if they're unsure, you can say, "Hey, no worries at all. It was great chatting with you either way." This keeps the vibe really positive and shows that you're respectful of their feelings. Plus, it leaves the door open for future conversations, and you're a respectful person, and that can't be taken away from you by another person. And then, what's the worst that could happen? They say no? Guess what? You're still standing. You're still the same person, and you can move on to someone who's excited to spend time with you. Rejection doesn't define you. It's just one person's opinion or decision, and you already know from my other episodes that not everybody's gonna like you. You're just not everybody's cup of coffee. That's life, and that's the way it is for all of us. Next, I want to remind you to take the lead and confirm. Now, if they did say yes to your date plan, it's your job to reach out the day before and confirm. Send a quick text message maybe saying, "Looking forward to our hike tomorrow. Does 2 p.m. still work for you?" This not only shows that you're serious about the plans, but it's also a respectful way to make sure everything's still on track. And when the date comes around, relax. You're just having a good time with somebody new. If it works out, great. If not, hey, it's just one more experience under your belt. And then hang in there. Dating can be frustrating, no doubt about it. You've probably been on dates that didn't go anywhere or had moments where it felt like everyone was just kind of uninterested. But here's the truth. Adults who succeed in finding love don't give up just because a few experiences didn't go their way. Rejection is part of the process, not a reflection of your worth. You have to ignore the ego. Oftentimes we let our egos and our insecurities get in the way. The voice in your head saying, "What if they say no? What if I make a fool of myself?" Well, don't listen to that idiot. Instead, remind yourself that taking small risks is the bold move. And boldness, whether it gets you a yes or a no, always pays off in the end. Seriously, if you're wrestling with that fear of rejection, that's okay. Acknowledge the nerves, but don't let them hold you hostage. Confidence comes from trusting that no matter the outcome, you're going to be fine. And remember, it's not about your ego. Someone saying no isn't an attack on your character. It's just part of the process. You are good enough, period. I hope you found that interesting or helpful. If you did, you might want to check out this episode on dating advice you should definitely ignore. And please, before you go, give my little mama the thumbs up she's kindly requesting. And don't forget to subscribe before you go. Or don't. I'll just sit here wondering what I could have done better. Appreciate you being here, and until next time, have a good one.